Hey, good morning. If you're a estate agent, stay tuned to me. I'm going to talk to you in this little video, little lesson, and show you how to use YouTube with email marketing. So we're all being pushed to use email marketing to follow up on people that maybe have requested evaluation in the past, and it's all about email and SMS and all that sort of stuff. But I want to share with you now an email that I've just received, and it was quite interesting. So I'm on Phil Spencer's email list, and you know, this really stood out to me amongst the other stuff and spam and other emails that I got, because the first thing that I saw, obviously, the first thing that any email should start with is not just the end in mind, so where we're going to drive people to, which obviously is all sorted now, but it's the headline. If your headline or subject line isn't compelling enough, it's just going to get scrolled past, and then obviously if you're using Gmail over a period of time, it's going to be sent off to never to be seen again. Let's just say that. So how I got on this email list, I'll talk to you in a minute about that. But essentially, so hi Pete, in this month, so basically the headline. So let's go back. Is the housing market at a turning point, with a little cheeky emoji there? That's the first thing that I've seen. That's what jumped out to me, and that's what got me going. Okay. You can't be bored. You can't be boring, or like, I wouldn't say non-controversial, but if your email is just, boring, then it won't get opened. And if it don't get opened, it can't get read. If you can't get read, it's not going to get actioned on. So you got to almost look at this as a whole email marketing system in itself. So I'm not here to talk about that now. But if you want any questions, then just drop in below and I can answer them. And that sort of stuff. So what Phil's doing here is obviously that he's built up this company called Move IQ, which has got, I'll walk you through his channel, YouTube channel, that is, in a moment. But basically he's got a lot of affiliates now. So he's obviously referring into other businesses such as mortgage advisors and solicitors and that sort of thing. And they've built up a really solid network over the last, many years now, but certainly since he's been focusing more on Move IQ, more of the commercial relationships. So he's now, obviously, the idea with this email is to get me to go to his blog. And on his blog, there'll be a sales message. And on his sales message, there will be a call to action. Now, obviously, there'll be a certain percentage that people take this. But what he's done here is he's segmented his email sequence. So it's time to review your mortgage. Nice. Okay. Our latest property market news. And all these are links here to certain pages. Now, he's using a software called ConvertKit. So really nice piece of kit, to be fair. So I'm not going to go into that now. But basically, this link will send them off to that page, all about remortgage or review your mortgage. Again, they'll get a bit of this on the back of that as an introductory service. I think now I read in the Property Eye or one of the trade magazines that they have signed up with one of the big lenders to source leads, similar to what Rightmove do with one of their partners. Again, depending on when you're watching this and when you're reading this. And if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, by the way, give me a thumbs up, do subscribe, hit that bell notification. We typically talk about Google ads and YouTube ads, but one of the after-click experiences is, where do we drive people to? What about email marketing? Well, email marketing is something I've always had an interest in, and we do a lot of email marketing, but I don't really talk about it because it's usually dealt with third-party partners, and I thought this was quite an interesting one. Again, it's just directing people to certain pages on their website where they can take a lead, where they can get a lead in an email. And again, they're driving people back to the YouTube channel here. So is now a good time to sell your house? Obviously, your ears and eyes are pricked up right now because obviously we're estate agents. But what about the other services that you can offer? Maybe getting a free report from your agency. So obviously there's a nice little sign off there. Unsubscribe and all that sort of thing. So that just tells me that it's, I'm part of his. But how did I get there? Well, about 7 or 8 months ago, I watched one of his videos, and it might not have been this video, but it would have been one of his videos. Now, for those who don't know YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the planet, owned by Google. We do more of the ad side, so we do more of the, what we call direct response, basically, to get valuation leads. But Phil's got videos here. This one was published a couple of days ago on the 2nd of August. It's got 363 views. Again, it's all organic, this will be. And the way but if you look down the side of his channel, you're more than welcome to go and have a look at it. And if you haven't already, then where have you been? Move IQ's got, I don't know, like this one here 3 months ago. This video, by the way, it's all about subject lines and how we can jump people out. Like this one here, it's a great mistakes to avoid when buying a new build home. Like, how great is that? That's going to jump out to somebody who's looking at a new build home. Now, obviously, these guys know about marketing and know how YouTube and Google work together to crawl your content, and they will pick up new build homes. So if someone's looking for a new build home, all of a sudden in Google, they're going to start seeing content, which is why, obviously, over the last few days, people have been watching this. And that's how he does it here. So there's no mention of Phil Spencer. There's no mention of, great. It's all about the headline. Because if you don't get your subject or your headline in email marketing or copy, when you're trying to jump out in what is a very, very competitive, but also very cutthroat marketplace and a very busy marketplace, you've got to stand out from the crowd. So you've got to go, you've got to go a little bit against the grain and sort of like, and it's copywriting is a skill to itself. I've picked up some tips. I'm not an expert any way, shape or form, but I like to get headlines. I like to look at what's working, and what's working for this chap is, for this company, shall we say, Phil's obviously, I believe he owns the business. He owns the network, but he's obviously a partner who's got colleagues in it as well. Anyway, I'm digressing. How I came across that link was basically went to in one of his speeches, which is good. When he's talking, he actually says, if you're interested, click the links below. In my description will be links to my news channel, my where you can download some newsletters and that sort of thing. And now, if I'm a consumer, which I am, I'm going to go to that, and I did, and that's how I did it. So, and I went to his newsletter because he told me to say it. Like he would say, subscribe. Guess what? I've subscribed. Guess what else he told me? If you're interested in more content like this, then subscribe to my newsletter. Guess what I did? I went there. Now, not everyone's going to do that, by the way, but there's a lesson here, guys and girls. If you're running YouTube, then tell people what to do. So obviously a certain percentage, which is how he's, apart from partners and joint ventures and that sort of stuff, there's lots of links in his description what to do. Now, a certain percentage. Now, he's using UTM tracking here, so he'll be able to track where that lead came from, so he can attribute that to YouTube, which is why he still does it. So how simple is this? This is all, Phil Spencer there. It's trust. It's building trust. Ease of use. Phil Spencer's advice direct to your inbox. Brilliant use of copy. So anyway. And I filled out my information. Now I'm on that. I'm in that spiel, but it's headlines and YouTube. That's how he's building up his YouTube. His subscriber base. Now this is all about the end goal here, guys, is to monetize advice and tips. So how can we get the consumer, from online experience to an offline experience? That's what we want to do. We want to basically speak to homeowners in a certain geographic area, or investors, wherever they may be, and get them from consuming content to, basically becoming part of your sphere, which is email marketing. Quite often, it's a nice, easy way of communicating, SMS and all that sort of jazz. It's all about, but then the goal is really to book appointments. That's what these guys will do. These will be booking appointments for partners and relationships. Again, I'm not affiliated in any way, shape or form, but nice little funnel, so to speak. So that's how, essentially they're using email marketing and YouTube to drive sales. So if you enjoy this sort of thing, then please do give me a thumbs up. Again, if you're watching it on my YouTube channel, give me a subscribe, hit the bell notification. Again, we typically focus on paid search, so because obviously, but it gets a bit boring after a bit. So obviously, I like to funk it up with stuff like this, really. So hope you enjoyed it. Any questions? Please do drop a comment in below. I look forward to serving you on the next on the next video. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention there. So some of the videos that you can do. So best roads to live in, 4 tips on selling your home. The common mistakes that cost sellers. I did this a few days ago, so I'll just fall into this, shall I? So the types of videos. Oh, sorry. Types of videos that you should basically produce. So anyway, I fell into that one by mistake. Sorry about that. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, then do give me a thumbs up. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care, boys and girls.